Do you feel like it takes you 1,000 years? I know that's an exaggeration, but it feels like 1,000 years to accomplish your goals. You feel like you just have to drag yourself across every single day to even get a small incremental change. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to take you that long. It could take you half the time or even a fraction of the time to achieve your goals. So in this video, I am going to go over 3 extremely practical, easy steps to help you achieve your goals fast. Hey everyone, welcome to HeartSpace. I am Lily and we're here to raise your consciousness and help you live more of the life that you want, whether if it's in a big way or a small way, every single day. So we're currently uploading daily videos, so if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that way you're not missing any of the videos coming your way. So achieving your goals is a lot easier and faster than you think. So I actually want to make it so easy to the point that you can follow along as you watch this video with me. So I want you to just grab a piece of paper and a pen. You could hit pause and go grab that because I want to help you achieve your goals right away. Okay, so now that you have that, just write your goal, whatever that is for you. Okay, what is the immediate goal that you would like to achieve? Just write it down on the top of the piece of the paper. So we're going to go through the first step. Probably the most important step is write down, what do I fear? I know it seems very counterintuitive to start there, but that's the reason why most people are not achieving their goals. It's not because you don't have the tools. It's not because you don't have the strategies. It's not because you don't have the help. The real reason is that you are afraid of something. So you need to start admitting to yourself what is your real fear in achieving this goal. And we're going to go through multiple layers of this. At first, you're going to notice it's going to be very shallow and very heady. So you're going to feel it all up in your head. And you're going to go several layers down until you hit the core. You're going to feel it in your heart. And that's the real fear that's holding you back from achieving your goals. So I'm going to use myself as an example. It is my goal to transition out of my coaching practice within the next year. And I just felt like everything I was doing around it just took me 1,000 years to complete. I would sit on my couch and I would just think, I just don't know what to do. There's just so many things to do, but I don't know where to start. And everything felt like it was at a standstill and I was just stuck. So I had to do this exercise for myself. So I asked myself the question, what do I fear? First, going to be very shallow, right? The first thing that came up, I don't know how to work Instagram. I don't know how to make proper pictures. I don't know how to do the proper post. I don't know hashtags. I don't know the strategy. And then I said, well, you know. And if you don't know certain things, you could always find out. It's not that hard to figure out. So that excuse is gone. And the next layer was, well, I don't really know how to email people and how to create a mastermind and how to create a Facebook group and all of that. And then I answered my question. It was really simple. I created a mastermind within 5 minutes. I figured things out. So that excuse goes out the window. And it came down to, how do I transition my current clients out of this a year from now? So now I'm getting a little bit closer. I started really heady by trying to figure out Instagram, then went a little bit lower and tried to figure out how to start a mastermind, which I did. So those 2 excuses are out the window. And then it dropped down a little bit closer to my heart, around my throat, is how do I transition my current clients a year from now if I do decide to close my coaching practice altogether? And I dropped down even further because I had reasons for that, right? Yeah, you could transition now. You could, you could put them on a particular plan. You could keep some of them. There was just so many different solutions I had. And then I went 1 layer deeper. And I have a fear of saying no to people. I have a fear of letting people down. I have a fear to abandon people. And that all goes back to my childhood because I've always been the good girl. I've been the person that my parents always gave a lot of love to because I wasn't like other kids. I wasn't rebellious. I always said yes. I always did things to cheer people up. And now I might have to move away from that and start saying no to people. And I'm so deeply afraid of that it paralyzed me from going ahead with my plan. Now, once you decide what your core fear is, and you will know when you reach it. And if you feel like you're not reaching it, just keep patient with yourself and keep going. Because once you reach what that actual fear is, now there is hope. There is solutions for you to get out of it, right? Now that I know that the real reason why I am not achieving my goals as fast as I would like is because I have this big fear of letting people down and saying no. So I need to work through that. I can hire a coach. I can start doing courses around that, which I am doing. I did hire a coach, and I do have a course I'm currently doing right now to really try to deconstruct that. So that way I don't hold myself back in doing things I really want to do. So you need to ask yourself the question, what is my fear? And yes, you're going to get a lot of shallow level bullshit answers. Oh, it's because I can't figure out the camera, or I can't figure out what gym to go to, or I can't figure out which outfit to wear. But that's not the real reason, because it's all up here in your head. You need to really drop down to your heart. And I don't care how many layers you need to ask, is that true? Is that true? But and give yourself the solution, and you keep throwing your excuses out the window, you're going to come down to the real core fear. And you need to admit that to yourself. Once you admit what that fear is, it starts to dissipate, and you start to come up with solutions to help yourself with that. So that's the first step, and it's like a boom, a massive one. Ooh, I made that shake. That's a huge one. And that's why I spend so much time on the first step, because if you don't figure that out, the rest doesn't actually work. Okay? So the next two are super simple. The second step is to take the first step. So for example, if you have a goal to lose 20 pounds, right? And you went through the first step and you identify what that fear is. Now you're like, okay, I'm ready for solutions. I'm ready for practicality. What is the first step for you? Is it just to put on your workout clothes in the morning and that's my first step? I do that for the next week and see how I feel? Or is it that you just walk down to your driveway or walk down the street? Just take the first step. Don't worry about the 25 steps ahead of you. Don't worry about lifting 50 pounds or, having ripped abs and, tight butt. I don't know why I'm thinking about all those things, but you know what I mean, right? You don't have to worry about what's going to happen a year from now. Just be concerned about the next step for you. What is my first step? That's it. Just ask yourself. Make it as simple as possible. And if it takes too many steps or it takes too much thinking to get started, make it even simpler. Keep making it simple to the point that you could do that right after this video is done. So that's the second step. The third step is keep yourself accountable. Whether if you want to stay accountable to yourself by keeping a calendar, like if you're using the weight loss journey, right? If you want to keep a calendar of 30 days and every time you go for a walk or you put on your outfit, whatever it is, you cross it off and you keep yourself accountable. Say, hey, today I crossed it off. How amazing is that? I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And if you don't do it one day, forgive yourself, of course. Like beating yourself up is never a good thing. Forgive yourself and tomorrow is a new day. I'm going to keep it going. Another way to keep yourself accountable is keeping accountability to someone else. This is very powerful. For some reason, we do not like letting people down. We are a lot more likely to let ourselves down than to let somebody else down because there's a social factor to it. There's also an embarrassment factor to it too. If you tell your friend that you are going to say, write a page of your new book coming out every single day and you don't, and they check up on you, there's a part of you that would say, hey, dude, come on. This is something you really want. Why not do it? And remember, you're still doing all of these things for you. You're not doing it for your friend. But having that extra accountability, having those extra pair of eyes on you could be a great help for most people. So those are the 3 steps. Number 1, what is your fear? Number 2, what is my first step? And number 3 is to stay accountable. And it's so simple and easy, and you don't have to wait until tomorrow to start this exercise. Like I said, we already started the exercise together in this video. You are amazing. You have infinite possibilities. You don't even know how divine you are. And yet you keep yourself down because of these fears or these excuses that you can't get ahead. It doesn't have to take you such a long time to get what you want. All you have to do is get started right now.